So the first time I actually ever tried Adderall was for a class that I left this project for the last minute, and it was my final, and I'd had 2 months to do it, and so instead I was like, I can do this in 48 hours, totally, especially with this fun new drug.
I think in my experience, people around me have used study drugs because it's kind of like an emergency last resort.
How I've seen kids do that is just they hear that, hey, this drug, this will make it so you can focus better and that you can supposedly, perform better in these kind of, stressful situations.
I think that one of the things that stimulants do for adolescents is they're thinking, I have all this homework, I have all these classes and all these things that I need to be doing, and the system is set up so that I feel overwhelmed. But if I take this pill, I don't feel overwhelmed. As a matter of fact, I feel like I can conquer all of it. There is a sense of being able to trick the system.
It's really interesting when you talk to kids about this issue with the use of stimulants, and is it fair? How do you feel when an athlete is using performance-enhancing drugs? Is that fair? Should that be allowed? How is what you're doing any different?
My first experience with Adderall, I felt really terrible. I felt like it was fake knowledge. It was kind of like a fake sense of self, and it wasn't me who had done the work. I didn't feel like I had done the work myself. I felt like something had done it for me, and I didn't like that feeling.
Reflecting on my high school experience, I really think that I developed a pretty unhealthy attitude towards learning. Cheating was just so normal there. I mean, everyone I knew cheated, and study drugs would be an alternative to cheating, right? It's just a way to manage the sheer quantity of work.
I've heard kids again and again and again say, all my parents care about is my grades. So as long as I'm doing well in school, I can do whatever the hell I want, and they don't care. What we've seen is that when your self-worth is dependent on external performance, on grades particularly, that's created kids who don't value themselves.
Any community that values education to the point that they push their kids, don't just encourage them, but push them, is going to have a situation where kids are going to do whatever they feel they have to. And that might mean taking Adderall or some sort of stimulant so that they can study even harder than their bodies would naturally be able to do.
So part of the danger in all of this is disrupting a normal learning cycle. So learning that it's okay to be stressed, and it's actually okay to not do the best on a test, that's actually a good learning experience in life.
The biggest part of teaching someone how to negotiate life is to learn how to fail. Grit is resilience. Grit is, you know what? I struggle and I fall down and I get up and I keep going.
I think sometimes we need to really look at the best interest emotionally and developmentally of students, and that may mean that you don't have all straight A's, but that actually can be very useful to creating a healthy, independent adult that can bounce back from adversity and ultimately launch them into the world as successful adults.